For over 150 years, dentists have been using this to fill your cavities. And despite a new report issued by Health Canada on the safety of amalgams, commonly known as mercury-based fillings, the debate continues over potential health risks associated with the fillings. Here to share his thoughts on the Health Canada report from Montreal is Dr. Barry Dolman, President of the Canadian Dental Association. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Leslie.
Last November, Health Canada issued a report said that there was a health risk associated with having more than 4 mercury-based fillings in your mouth. Now it's saying there's no health risk. Is there or not?
Well, I think that the Canadian Dental Association is elated with Health Canada's position that was announced yesterday. It gives patients across the country an opportunity to have all of the information and to be able to dialogue with their patients.
But why the contradiction? Why just last November did it say that there was a problem if there were more than 4 of these in your mouth, and now there's no problem?
Well, the report that was actually released was a basis for discussion. Health Canada took that report and went to a stakeholders meeting of interested parties, had the report analyzed. Both the dental profession and researchers looked at the information, and the conclusions are the report that was released yesterday.
Why then has Sweden said that it will ban mercury fillings for anybody under the age of 20 and will ban amalgams outright by the end of 1997? Why do they feel it's necessary to take that kind of step? Why don't we?
I guess it's hard for me to talk for the Swedish government. There are environmental concerns, of course, and I think that the dentists across this country recognize that there are problems with all materials that are used in the mouth in one way or the other. The safest material, of course, is gold, and it has a cost factor and nowadays an aesthetic factor in using that material.
So if there are dangers with all the fillings out there, can we say that one is better than another?
I think a responsible statement is that dentists, in conjunction with their patients, now having the information that has been produced by Health Canada, which answers some of the difficult questions, but perhaps does not come to any definitive conclusion, along with the question and answer brochures that were unanimously approved at the last Board of Governors meeting recently in Montreal, give everyone an opportunity to take informed consent and informed judgment. And I think that goes a long way towards allowing patients to take that ultimate decision.
The report does, though, single out a number of high-risk groups who shouldn't be using amalgam. Who are they?
The report singles out those individuals who already have compromised kidney function because of illness. The report focuses on pregnant women who, under normal circumstances, would be subject to conservative types of treatment in any case by dentists, and also looks at filling material in children, as well as a couple of other points. But I think the main part of the report that is sometimes overlooked is that the report also points out that we know at this moment in time that some other alternative materials, for example composite resins, do have their own problems. And in fact, the American Dental Association is monitoring reports on some problems with the chemical components of resins, and that was reported as just this past March.
I guess as a layperson, I'm having trouble understanding what's being said here. If it's dangerous, or if there are certain high-risk groups, young children, pregnant women, those with kidney problems, what are we saying? It's okay for the rest of the population, or if it's bad for these people, it's not necessarily great for the rest of the population too? What exactly are we saying here?
I think what we're saying is that both Health Canada and the Canadian Dental Association support the position of dialogue between patient and dentist. It's very hard to make a blanket statement on what I would put in fill in a particular area in your mouth based upon a general statement that would be applicable for the whole country. And it depends upon the location of the problem, where the decay is, the extension of the decay, and there's an economic factor, of course. Some insurance companies don't pay for certain types of restoration. Some government plans do not pay for certain types of restoration.
Dr.
So
Dolman,
it's not an easy question.
It's not an easy question, but you're not giving me an answer. It sounds like you're saying it's dangerous, that there is a risk out there.
there is a risk with all materials, or all therapeutic types of products that are put into the mouth. And what I'm saying is, I think that it's, when I saw last night on the news Dr. Richardson saying that he, after the report, that he would be removing all his silver fillings, I think it's an irresponsible statement, and it creates more panic. I think that Health Canada came out with a comprehensive report. It goes a long way to educate the population. And in my own practice in Montreal, where I'm treating women, children, and members of my own family, we make a decision on the types of materials going in on a daily basis with every patient.
So really, you're handing it over to the patients to decide. You're saying all fillings have some degree of risk, and the doctor and the patient has to decide which degree of danger or risk they're willing to put up with.
In fact, that's a decision that is made on an ongoing basis. Sometimes the final decision is based not on the mercury component or the composite resin, but sometimes these decisions are made purely on aesthetic grounds. I do not find that there is a large number of patients, even those who can afford it, are banging down my door to put in gold fillings. And we know, in fact, that those are the best tolerated fillings for periods of time longer than amalgam.
Doctor, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks very much.
Canada AM will be right back.